thank you, everyone. We're going to do our logistics and explanation for your speed dating exercise today. The point of this exercise is to get you to a point where you have not one, not two, but probably 10 different research ideas, and potentially 10 different research ideas with 15 different people. Well, there's only 15 of you, so a lot of folks say after this exercise they have like a research agenda for the rest of their life, and colleagues to work with, and also have thoughts on their own individual needs for work. I want to tell you that the outcome of this exercise is for you to decide how you want to spend this week. So we will lead in with the idea of you joining a group, but do not assume that that is the only way you can go. So as you may recall, Todd opted to do a solo project and presented that at his university and got buy-in there. And so an individual project is also possible, and so is investing time in your own learning on R or Python or Stata or whatever you want, okay? So our site allows that flexibility. That's not something that's offered at other sites, but I find it to be very important. We want to meet you where you are, and we want you to get the most out of this that's best for you. All right, so we modify this quite a bit. Ours is more analog, so there's this like a little algorithm thing that other people do. Like, I said that like algorithm thing. You know, it's cool, but I love the idea of time spent in space and in engaging as humans. And we all know that algorithms can sometimes not be great for us. All right, so the strengths of group projects. So better science, this may be especially true for CSS. We're still trying to figure that out, but I think some of the comments that you all had after your large group activity the other day suggest that you see great value in working as a group. And group projects may also be the most efficient way for us to learn from each other and to take advantage of our different skill sets, right? So you may find that in one group you're leading, in another group you're, doing a smaller piece, in another one you're doing research. So be open to all of that. I loved Renee's question for Simon about, how do you enter into these spaces? What roles do you take on? And I encourage you, alongside thinking about, the exceptional things that you can found and lead here, to figure out what the best space is for your own personal learning this week. That's what we want to invest in, okay? Challenges of group projects, let's not lie, there's tremendous diversity of skills in this room and disciplines. You can't ensure good group chemistry all the time. We have limited time, different goals, and free riding is a thing. And free riding is a thing sometimes when people for the in the malicious ways that it's usually suggested when people say that, but it also can have to do with people feeling overwhelmed, not knowing what to do. So I feel like we need another term besides free riding. I think it's like figuring it out and being anxious. So there's a lot of things that can happen in group. Let's make sure you find a group or an experience that's good for you. Took me a while to find one. With my own site, we didn't have the individual opportunity. I think that probably would have been best for me given how anxious I was feeling, to be able to dip in and do both. So I feel very strongly that you all should have that option. So group projects and individual projects can take on many forms. So it can be original empirical research to the creation of an open source tool. Okay, if you're creating an open source tool, let's be mindful of person identifiable information. We'll circle back around to our Crown Act at the end of the day and figure out what you all have decided to do. But creation of an open source tool, be mindful of sometimes things can be used in ways we don't intend, dual use in particular. So in 1 week, many groups will only find enough time to create a proposal. Some may have pilot results by the end of the week, but you don't have to put that pressure on yourself. I've told more than one of you that you are not behind. Okay, like you are exactly where you need to be. So don't feel that if you don't get beyond a proposal, or that if you don't get beyond finding a name and knowing that it's important and maybe doing some reading, that is a blessed activity if that happens. Okay, or if you invest in R too, that's a blessed activity. And we will have support from TAs for all of that. So TAs will be on call within the bounds of their work. They're not 100% just working with us. They all are professional data scientists, but they will be available starting tomorrow via email. And you can set up Zoom appointments and come and spend time with them to work on your projects. So limited seed funding may be available during our pilot. We didn't award any last year because a lot of the funding people were coming for requested were not things that were critical to executing that part. It was something that was needed down the road. Well, I want to set up a website. Well, but you need the website this week in order to do that. So there is limited funding for pilots insofar as it is important to the execution of this moment. Okay, after this site, after we're finished up, as you know, there is funding. So I will, let's see if I can get that and drop it in the chat box. I can for you. So as you all know, we've already released the RFP. So, you know, you can look down the road and know that that's due in August. So maybe you want to start there to think about putting something together that you can apply for funding for. It doesn't have to be your motivation. Some of us it works for. It helps me actually get organized. For some people it's conferences, but whatever you need to do to motivate yourself. But know that there is funding at the end of the institute for your work. You saw some of those presentations of people that were funded last year, and they should be people from last year that apply for funding this year also. It will be perpetually open to you as long as our site exists. All right, so the modification. So we're going to start by having you during this time where we're together, I would love to see stuff just like appearing in this document as we're working. So I'm going to stop screen share and actually open screen share for that real quick. Is we're going to start by having you crowdsource some ideas. You know, this is a move fast and break things kind of space. So if you have absolutely any idea that you think you might want to work on during this time, we want you to add it as a topic area in this document. I'm pretty sure you don't have access yet, so just give me a second. Yes, I will. Anyone with the link can edit. Okay, there we go. I'm going to drop it in the chat box again, just in case. So there's an explanation in the first tab. The second tab sort of shows you what it looks like, and the third tab where it says Howard Brainstorming is where you put your stuff. So add your name, and then add your name, and then you're putting ones and zeros based on your interest in the range of projects. So that upper level where it says like topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and it says et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Put any projects of your interest there. So if you've been thinking about something, you know, a couple of words, short description, we're brainstorming as much as we can in that space, okay? The goal is, and you can keep doing this over the course of our day, as you're coming up with ideas and talking to people, you can add more on there. But ultimately, the goal is for you to start by showing your interest in a bunch of projects, but eventually whittle it down and everybody will join one. Okay, but we want to have that full list, because a year from now you might be like, who is that person and that project and that thing, and there you got a co-author. Okay, you can see my sheet again. So that we're going to start with 5 minutes. You'll have ongoing access all day, and then you're going to put a 1 next to the research interests of and you can again update all day, but let's start with just ideas. And it's going to get busy because all of you are in there, but it is 11:08 for me right now, so that's what 1:08 for all of you. So let's take 5 minutes. It's 2, 3, 4. Yep. Let's take 5 minutes. That's 13 after, and have everybody fill in as many things as they can. Okay, it's time to come back, and I know you were confused, and that's okay because you can continue editing and working on this all day. Again, I will say you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Even if you're taking time in your sessions throughout the day to work on this, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share our slide again, and we're going to get you to where you need to be. I'm going to speed through this a little bit, but you will have access to these slides. All right. So by the end of the day, we're going to hope that you'll be moving towards your favorite. You're going to put your name next to the group project you want to join, or add name to a solo section in the Howard team construction sheet. So after you've spent all this time like coming up with ideas and stuff, and you'll keep adding things to this as you have conversations today, you'll eventually organize yourself in teams or decide on an individual project, and you will add that to our to that construction sheet. Okay. And don't worry if you're confused. Don't worry, you'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. All right, so for the rest of the day, overnight, you're welcome to schedule meetings, post ideas on Slack, DM each other. You're meant to add your project plan to that document that says Howard Construction by 11:59 p.m. tonight. So you're meant to have made an initial decision in that construction document by tonight. You're either joining a team, doing something on your own, and you'll have all day tomorrow to, again, be fluid and figure that out, okay? It's okay to change groups, and the plan is to announce our intentions on Wednesday morning. All right. So the timeline for this week, is we are going to develop group project ideas and make research teams today. We'll refine those group project ideas and choose a research team and or define a solo path. Work on group project solo path on Tuesday. Tuesday through Thursday, you'll continue to work on group projects. Seed funding can go to groups if it's critical. And then on Friday, you'll do your group presentations. All right, so your Friday presentation, we'll go over that later. What I want to do, the most important thing for us to do right now is to get you to your speed pitching. So you're going to do 7 rounds. You're going to be in groups of 3. And in that, I would recommend you take about 2 minutes and all pitch a project or your range of projects you're interested in. And then, and then talk. Maybe a new idea will come up. Maybe you'll refine your idea and get some feedback. We're going to want you to be very mindful of time. So we're already a minute behind, which means this first group is going to be a little short. We're going to give you a link so you know where you're supposed to be. If you do not move, we will move you when it is time for you to move to your next space. So you'll have 7 rounds of 10 minutes where you're in groups of 3, 2 minutes each to speak about what you're interested in, listen to others, come up with ideas, add to the sheet, combine things. It's a big cluster, but it's a lot of fun. All right, I would recommend you all take a screenshot of this. Screenshot. You'll notice that our rooms are Black female superheroes. Storm, Valkyrie, Okoye, Ironheart, and Monica Rambeau. So we will take a screenshot so you know where you're supposed to be. Screenshot, people. So round 1, you know where your room is. So we're about to get started. When we hit 10 minutes, we will announce it and tell you to go to round 2. If you do not move, we will move you. So let's go. Let's get started. Let's go break some stuff. Share your ideas. Have fun.
Are the
If it's
rooms
crazy, it's supposed to be.
open?
They are. If they are not, that will happen any second now. Merlin, do your magic. Open! Have fun. See you in a few minutes. Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.